So we have to be on the same page. And this is the thing. This is why the Photizo, I think, is a really good, because it is simple to use. And one thing I found, I mean, we don't mind complexity. That's what we work with every day, isn't it? We work with complexity, complex cases, difficulties. What do we do?
Case is different.
I need to go. This should be like this. It should be this easy, and we know sometimes it never is. But when it comes to a parent who maybe has children, lots of other dogs, working all hours, tired, in an environment that can be quite chaotic, but they're with you. They're with you 100%. I'm wanting to do this, and you're maybe giving them some lifestyle adaptations to do. You may be giving exercises. You've given them the massage techniques, and they come in from work, and quite honestly, it's difficult.
Yeah,
it's difficult. So simple is best, and I've learned that. I've overwhelmed before, and quite too much, but simple is best, and it's in little stages. And it's not saying that they couldn't do, but sometimes time and life gets in the way, and we need to understand it's not that easy. It's easy for us because we've been doing it for a long time. It's not always that easy. So having something like the Photizo,
I mean, in a sense, it's just a point and shoot principle, isn't it? Because you don't have to worry about, each press the button is one dose in 30 seconds. Yeah. So they don't have to, I think a lot of times people overthink this stuff, and they think, am I doing it wrong? You can't.
That's one thing I've learned with that. You can't, because I can, for instance, I know that I'm dealing with a dog with hip dysplasia. I will still use that same machine. Nose to toe. Yeah. Nose to tail.
Don't just concentrate on that area.
That is it. See how the dog looks? That's it. That's just it. Because it isn't just one area. It's never just one thing. I'm providing a therapy for the whole of that dog. So whether there may not be a restriction there may not be that. It's providing energy. Yeah. It's nourishing. So,
but if you are limited on time,
if I'm limited on time, then I'm there. If I'm not limited, obviously I'm fine.
And it's the same for the parents as well, isn't it? If they are limited on time, it's something that they can do while they're watching the TV.
That's it. So they haven't got to worry if they're stressing like it's too complex. What was the massage stroke again? What was this again? What was the exercise again? At least they have something that is simple, that, like I say, they're watching telly and they can do it. That's great, because at least they have something, that you've provided something that they can do at home. But they like that. They like having something to hold, because they feel like it's energy in a body, that they've got that there. It's just that it's wonderful. And of course, and you've also got a lot of people that don't like popping drugs. So I have to say that, popping a lot of drugs into dogs, and even though we know sometimes, anti-inflammatories, you can feel that a dog, maybe your client, would benefit from that. There are a lot of people that don't like utilizing that. So you have,
or you don't want them to be on them for too long,
or you don't want to. But and the idea, of course, is that you want to help them rehabilitate their injury, reduce inflammation, get that pain down, so then they can ease off some of the medication. I think that's what we try to do, and obviously there are some dogs, as we know, that need to be, but yeah, so actually having the Photizo that aids in that, because that it pain, inflammation, and that's some of the worst pains that you get, that inflammatory pain, the neuro pain, it's just awful. So if you sort of lose that, but this is drug free, it's non-invasive, it's gentle, there are no side effects, there's no burns, there's no there's no side effects to this, so it's a wonderful safe
so
safe tool.
What we've also talked about are the sorts of signs of that you can observe in the animals, you know, as you're
Yes,
as
when I'm
they're receiving
actually,
the Photizo. And you know, you mentioned even one additional aspects to, you know, the
yes,
detoxification
yeah, that was
times
that's
that,
quite
that we
profound.
discussed. So yeah, talk
Mm.
us through what your
Yeah,
experiences
and
have
this is just
been.
that when they actually, you know, when you can see that that relaxation is taking place and release is taking place, because remember, if you're stressed for a long time, you know, and sometimes you can actually go on holiday and then just suddenly de-stress and get headaches and tired. You come out with a cold. I mean, it's just like your body is just on this hyper alert all the time. You know, the arousal level's high all the time. That big cortisol release all the time. You can never come out of that. So yes, so some of the releases from at the simple at the start of the treatment, when I talk about how I like to do it to, you know, bring about that lovely de-stress, reduce anxiety, stress, and that deep relaxation and calm. The dog has actually lay there and the nose has just been dripping, just toxins just coming out, and it's just been incredible. And that's just within minutes. So you feel how much stress a body can hold, whether this is mental or physical trauma. You know, that is a lot of waste buildup with these restrictions, restriction flow, you know. So yes, so suddenly having that release, that's just been incredible. They get big sighs. I hear just big moans. This is without body work. We're just talking here about the Photizo, things that I've seen
on the body,
just from putting it on the body. So I've had like, big sighs. I find that after a couple of treatments, I've come in literally, and especially Jax, who's on the floor at the moment here, I actually walk in and he opens the bag and takes it out, ready for me to
gets
use.
his blanket out as
he
well.
he knows, he gets the blanket out, gets everything out, opens the bag and gets it out, which is just incredible. But then also I find that I can actually get it, take it out of its pouch, and the dog will actually come up and present the area to me that they actually want treating, which is fantastic. And I find that actually, I found that with clients, with my clients that I go to, with just doing the work that I do anyway, but to actually hold the Photizo machine in my hand and for them to come and present an area to me is just, I think is just, and that to me speaks for itself. You can encompass everything that we've just talked about and say
with that machine, and she's
it is the machine. So it isn't the hand, it's the machine. So they, you know, they're very aware of their energy and what they need,
and it's also
they're very aware of what they need.
Teaching your owners that's what they can do, and when that happens.
And speaking of which, I've actually had one of the parents recently just sent me a message, since they actually had a Photizo machine off me, and said wasn't quite aware that they would be so demanding as every day comes to me for, or literally they hear the drawer go where it's kept and they just run in and lie down thinking it's just for them. It's the day is all about them. But that's wonderful. But it just goes to show how perceptive our dogs are, and they know what treatment they need. They know what they need. You just sometimes maybe just introduce it a little bit to them and show them that, you know, yes, you know, your body can accept
and also
this.
because our team at Photizo, we've got one girl that's a Bowen therapist, but you know, we're primarily not therapy trained, but even recognizing in their own dogs and pets, you know, that they will not only present when they're asking for it, but they know when they've had enough.
Yes,
don't they?
They do. And also that's really important, obviously, as we know that we respect when they've had enough too, you know. And I found that sometimes, yes, that's another thing that I found that they can actually get up and walk off just to, you know, process thing, and then they can come back, you know. And obviously that is their choice, and we let them do that. And but then sometimes they might just walk off and not come back, and it doesn't mean to say they don't like it, they don't like you. It just means to say that they've taken what they need from that treatment and accept that.
Be mindful.
be mindful, very, very mindful and observant. But they know, we know we've had enough. If we just say, rub my shoulder, that's enough.
Yeah.
We know when it's enough. And so do they.
Yeah, absolutely.
They are
very,
quite
very intuitive.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously there are the business opportunities. So you don't have to be a super duper salesperson to really maybe think about reselling. You just literally talk to your clients as you would anyway about the benefits, don't
it's
you?
true.
It's not a hard sell.
No, and do you know what I found? I saw quite a few now, haven't I?
Yeah.
It's just and it's not hard. I don't go out thinking I need to sell, I've got to sell a Photizo. It isn't about that for me. I'm encouraging and helping, to explaining to my customers that just how beneficial, and I feel what an important role that this could have to play in their physical and mental well-being throughout their life. So and because I see I strong salesman, is it what class is a good salesman? It's one that feels okay. You get some that aren't so passionate about their work, they're just really good hard salesmen. But then if you're really passionate about a product, it's actually easy to sell, and it kind of like sells itself. But I there's nothing worse, if somebody comes on hard and tries to sell me something, I switch off straight away.
Absolutely.
And it's horrible, and I hate the phone calls, and I generally put them down. That sounds like I still use a phone like that. Of course, I mean a mobile phone. we don't very rarely have these anymore. But yeah, so I don't like that myself. But I witness, for me, and how I sell the Photizo machines, is that I witness these amazing responses every single day, and I am incredibly passionate, and I think that's blatantly obvious with some of the day, very Sarah, passionate about.
It is just one type of, two wavelengths of light.
Yes, it is.
Red,
it is,
and near infrared. There's the wavelengths specifically are on the website, but there's a bit of pulsing in there.
Do you know though? But then you sort of go to this pen. Yeah. There's only one pen with one little nib on, and I can either use it just have, or I can use it to create something wonderful.
Yeah.
I don't put my heart into something like that, but I use all my energy as well to do something beautiful with it. So yes, we've got a machine that you said are just these two pulses of light, but then it's the implementation, how you use it.
Yeah,
you're working together as a team. You've got two incredible energies, that and yours, and putting those together.
It's so great.
And working.
To describe it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But isn't it though?
Yeah. Yes.
It really is, So as far as selling that piece of equipment, going to that, going back to that again, it's just that you're passionate about it. You're describing how they can, how the parent can support and manage not only the dog that you're treating's condition, but you're looking outside the box again, always looking outside the box. Look at the family environment, look at the home. They've got, how many dogs have they got? Are they sporting dogs? Are they elderly dogs? There's puppies, getting scuffed paws.
Palliative care.
It may be palliative care. You've got young nutty dogs getting bruises and knocks and this and this. Think of all the scenarios that this is used for. Skin conditions, chronic conditions, acute conditions. You just, it is not just, it's just for arthritis. It's amazing for arthritis.
And you mentioned earlier also about owners, is initially they consider it for a particular scenario, like post-op situation, post-injury, but it's about guiding them to understand that they can use it for so many other things.
It is
throughout the lifetime of their animal and other members of the family even. and
It is.
recognizing that there is a family in this product range, you know, where they have got medical CE, you know, it's perfect. It works exactly, you know, pretty much the same way on all members of the family.
It is absolutely. It's like, when, you know, it's looking at the, it's like, it's look at the environment. What can you help? You're not doing it. I don't do it personally to make the sales. If I make a sale, it's wonderful. I make more sales because it's just genuine. It's from the heart, and I'm just passionate. They see the difference of what's happening with their dog in recovery.
Especially when you're in a position where you might have a spare unit, you can.
Yeah, I have units that I hire out, but that's something that I recommend anyway, and I do it and obviously, you know, you're working with people with different circumstances, and we all know that as well, you know. But I recommend, if I'm going back on a regular basis, maybe for like 3 or 4 sessions initially, I recommend that they hire a unit for that week for continuity, and it gives them a chance to see it in action. They see the difference, and they do generally see some changes within that, you know, and when they see it, obviously they realize then that that's something that, you know, so genuinely, yeah, I hire out a unit, depending, and this is circumstantial with some of my customers as well. You know, I've done a discounted rate to hire out one out for a week to give them a chance to see what it's like. You know,
quite a few of your clients have people, lovely people that have taken on rescues, and they haven't got a lot of
they haven't
money,
you know, no, they haven't, and it's an investment, you know. It's an investment, you know, and but you know, I know it's one that is going to be of great benefit, you know, so I give them, you know, opportunity if that's something that they want. They can, you know, they may do in installments, you know, but also then I would hire out. I have loaned a machine out to someone who just really wanted to give them an opportunity, but also I know that their animal was in a pretty severe state, and I was in a position I was able to, so, you know, so there's different circumstances that are around us, and, you know, we all bend. We've all been broken occasionally, you know, but we all learn to bend and adapt and help. You know, and that's who we are. So so I'm just genuine, honest, and passionate, and you know, and that's it really, and it sells. And then I sort of get them on the website, give them the leaflets, and you just let them look for themselves, let them the scientific facts. You know, it's facts. They
there's
speak
so much
for themselves.
About photo.
There's so much.
Photobiomodulation, you know, incorporating, you know, either professional laser, where you know, it might cost a lot of money, but, you know, Photizo is all about making it simple, you know, and relatively affordable. It's not a consumable. It's not, you know, having constant, you know, drugs to pay for.
No,
and
that's right.
What we have, we've received news that one of the big insurance companies are accepting to cover the cost of a Photizo when it's recommended by the animal health practitioner now. So it's worth checking insurance policy, and it, you know, if it's obviously something that is going to benefit for whatever reason for your particular animal, talk to your animal health professional about it, because I don't think it necessarily needs to be just a recommendation by a vet. So that's worth exploring. What else could we do as a team, bringing in the Photizo device? Is there anything really that we could do to help, you know, the practitioners to fully kind of understand the potential and support, you know, what we could do to support?
No, just what we've been talking about. Well, support wise, no, because I've got to say that, you know, I mean, that's the wonderful thing, is that I'm one of these people, like I was at school. I was always the one with my hand up. I felt like the thicker in the corner that didn't understand, you know. But literally, I mean, I've constantly called you, haven't I? And just like, oh, am I okay to do the Photizo on this treatment? Am I okay? If I'm not sure, I just ask. And that's the thing. And you look about when you're actually incorporating this, you want to make sure that you've got a really good, strong support network. and it is just like a family. You're like a family.
We have, because we've got the forums, haven't we?
That's
so we've
it,
got
and
the
you've got the
network of
forums.
practitioners that are answering the questions on behalf of the actual central team.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
and that's just, you know, and that's fantastic, and that's what that's for. And I think just, and what we were talking about earlier on is just, you know, is like video support, just showing them and giving them tips and things is ideal for that. If they get, oh,
so
what
that
was
will
it?
be
How did that
coming,
work?
folks. That
would be, that's great, you know. But other than that, there's you just cover everything. Just one phone call away, or an email if you prefer, and questions are answered. You never have to worry. The support is there
if
from
we don't
beginning to
get
end.
back to you straight away. You know, the thing is, we are a family business, so we've got limited numbers at Central Photizo UK headquarters, but you know, we do our best to get back. And
but no, it's incredible, and the machines come so quickly. The service is fantastic, and I can't recommend that high enough. It's very important, especially for practitioners, you know, like us, that are incorporating this into our practice. We need to know that, you know, we have that support there, and it's exceptional.
So just lastly, thank you so much, Sarah.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bye.